Hey, what's going on? It's Society 239. So I was watching something earlier today, and it really inspired me. And I think that's the point of this video is, I talk about inspiring others, and I talk about motivating them, and showing them, what dedication looks like and all this different stuff. But I think really what's important is also being inspired yourself. And this video inspired the heck out of me earlier. I was flipping through the channels. I was feeding my son, and I was flipping through the channels, and I came across this from the NFL Network, and it was the story of John Randle. If you've never seen it, he played for the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks for quite some time in the NFL. But the story is, where he came from, the rags to riches type of story. Growing up in a bedroom. Where he slept in the same bed with two of his older brothers that were much bigger than him. It talks about, I think he inspired to be a garbage man when he grew up. But he went to the NFL, and when he went to the NFL, he was a drafted free agent, right? So, or a undrafted, right? Undrafted free agent, sorry. And he went from being the smallest defensive lineman on his team to one of the overall leading sacks producers on his team, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2010. And it just talks about, what he went through and how he inspired all these other individuals around him. For 2 years straight, he's going up against one of the biggest guys on his team to get to the quarterback, right? Lining up against him every day, just over and over and over and over again, and just being thrown around. He was much bigger than me, obviously, but he was a small defensive lineman compared to, others that were on the football team. And he just lined up every single day, and he went after him, and finally one day he beat the biggest guy on his football team and got to the quarterback. He beat him. And ever since then, when he was on the football, or, from that day, right, when he was on the football field, he used his speed. He used the drive that he had inside. He used, just the really, if you watch it, the sense of humor that he had, and just how he could, give life to the sidelines. He used that and became one of the leading, sackers on his team, and producing things that people said he couldn't do. But I think when we look at life and we look at everything that's going on, you have to be inspired. And something like this, for me, it inspired the heck out of me. I watched the video, and like I said, I ran across it just by chance, and it was amazing. And I went on YouTube, and I posted the video because there was actually a documentary, and I posted it for people to watch because it inspired me, and I want other people to be inspired also, not by me only, but by others, because really that's the steel sharpens steel type of mentality that I like to have. I thought it was great, and hopefully at the end of the day, you look at life and you're inspired by other individuals, because everyone's got a story, everyone's got something going on, everyone's got a situation, and it might be something that's completely different than yours, but it might be something that's very similar also, and you can learn from those things, and you can be inspired by those things, and it can make you a better person. And I think because the amount of inspiration that I've allowed into my life over the last 5 to 9 years has really put me to where I am now, and because I've allowed this inspiration in there, I've been inspired in so many different ways, and that's why I try to inspire others, because I have a story of my own, and I have situations that I've went through, and they might be, familiar to you, or they might be completely on the opposite, spectrum, but I might be able to inspire you. By chance, I came across this video, and it inspired the hell out of me today, and I loved it. I loved every single second of it. I love the story. I love, the individuals, just watch it. If you get a chance to, go on there, watch the story of John Randle. I thought it was phenomenal. Maybe you might think different, but maybe you'll also be inspired by it. But until my next video, I appreciate you watching Decide and Do. Talk to you then.